Hello everyone, welcome to Study IQ IS English channel. My name is Shubham Sagar and today we'll talk about Strait of Hormuz. It's in news and we have heard about it, how Strait of Hormuz is impacted by the Iran-Israel war. US has now, become directly involved in this war and people are talking about the negative repercussions of that. Now India is being seen as a savior in this whole episode. How is India, how will India act as a savior? We have to talk about that. And for that, Hindu 24 June 2025 will come to our rescue. It will give you a conceptual clarity. On page 13, a news appeared. What was that particular news? I will show you at the end. And at the end, we'll also solve 3 questions, 1 UPSC PYQ and 2 MCQs based on this article. So what has happened? For understanding that, first of all, let's try to understand the location of Strait of Hormuz. At the same time, we also need to understand the basic words, the basic meaning of different words like strait. Then you have something known as isthmus, then you have something known as gulf, then you have something known as bay. So all these words are actually very important from exam perspective. So what is a strait? Strait of Hormuz, as you can see here, strait is a narrow water body connecting 2 larger water bodies. So Strait of Hormuz connects Persian Gulf with Arabian Sea. Strait of Hormuz. Now strait, whenever you are reading strait, at the same time you will read isthmus. Whenever you are reading Gulf, at the same time you will read Bay. This is called as parallel study. This is called as smart study. Just like when you're reading Parliament, you read state legislature at the same time. You're reading PM, you're reading CM at the same time. You're reading President, you're reading Governor at the same time. So strait, narrow water body connecting 2 larger water bodies. Strait of Hormuz connects Persian Gulf and Arabian Sea. Or you can even say Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman. And then what is isthmus? Isthmus is the, counterpart, like it's a narrow landmass connecting 2 larger landmass. Panama Isthmus connects North America and South America. Now Gulf and Bay, the meaning of both Gulf and Bay are same. Persian Gulf, Gulf of Oman, Bay of Bengal. So Gulf and Bay, they are water body mainly surrounded by land from 3 sides. So these are Gulf and Bay. But the basic difference is Gulf is generally bigger than Bay. Bay of Bengal is an exception. So now you know certain key terms. Now let's talk about this issue. How is India acting as a savior because of the Strait of Hormuz and how it is getting impacted by Iran-Israel war? So what has happened is there were lots of oil shipment, jet aviation fuel, which used to go from this Western Asia to Northwestern Europe, especially Northwestern Europe. Now that has been impacted because of the Strait of Hormuz crisis, because of this Iran-Israel war. So many scholars feel, economists feel that now India will act as a savior for Northwestern Europe. Indian refineries, they will supply jet aviation fuel, kerosene, etc. to these Northwestern Europe countries at a lucrative price. One country's loss is another country's gain. And in this scenario, it's this whole thing which is happening, sad things, which will, I think, again, what I'm trying to say is all these, the geopolitical scenarios which are developing one second after the other, these scenarios are in a way actually facilitating India, especially the scenarios revolving around Strait of Hormuz. So Strait of Hormuz disruption, any disruption to shipping of jet fuel and diesel via Strait of Hormuz could create opportunities for Indian refiners. That's what we are discussing here. And India's low exposure. India is not that impacted by Strait of Hormuz. Why? Because India's refined export is, you can see here, 44,000 barrels per day. It is not that much. And that's why India is less vulnerable to the disruption surrounding Strait of Hormuz. Cool. And do remember these straits, they are very important. Strait of Gibraltar connects Atlantic Ocean and Mediterranean Sea. Then you have a Bering Strait, which is very close to international dateline. UPSC has asked multiple questions on these straits, Malacca Strait. So all these straits, you have to read about it and we'll solve questions. Opportunity for Indian refiners, disruptions in regional hubs like UAE and Singapore may allow Indian refiners to strike lucrative deals, especially for aviation turbine fuel. So again, these are all sad realities. We have our sympathies for Iran. We are not, like many people are like condemning Israel and US, what they're doing. Many editorials have been written which says that Israel and US are acting more as a rogue nations rather than responsible power. But at the same time, the Strait of Hormuz crisis has opened avenues, opportunities for India. Impact in Europe. A disruption in strait would affect jet fuel supplies to Europe, as we have discussed, especially Northwest European countries, prompting European markets to offer higher prices to alternative suppliers like India. Iran-Israel conflict. This deepening conflict has significantly impacted the global refined products landscape, and India, if we act promptly, it means in a prompt manner rather, India could benefit out of it. So in geopolitics, all these things, you may feel like, oh my God, sir, this is so sad. No, this is not sad. This is the reality. That's how things pan out in geopolitics. So Europe's structural risk, that's what we were discussing. Northwest Europe imports about 24% of its gas oil from Middle East Gulf. That's what we are discussing continuously. If one particular point is coming again and again, that means it is important. Increasing its exposure to disruption at Strait of Hormuz, jet fuel bottleneck, as you can see here. All these things, the key vulnerability lies in jet fuel and kerosene logistic, which would be disproportionately affected by disruptions. Again, basic premise is the same which we are discussing. These are just fancy words. Northwest Europe, they need jet fuel. They need kerosene. Who can supply it? Indian refineries, and they are an option for these Northwest European countries. This is the article we are talking about, which is there on page 13 of Hindu, 24 June 2025, Delhi edition. Hormuz block may benefit Indian refiners. That's what we have discussed. Now let's solve some questions based on what we have discussed. All these news are fine, but from exam perspective, from UPSC perspective, what matters? Strait, Gulf, Isthmus, Bay, important strait, important bay. Now, Strait of Hormuz is very important. It connects which two, water bodies, because it is a strait. Have a look at it. It connects Persian Gulf with Arabian Sea. A large volume of global oil shipments pass through it. India's refined fuel export heavily dependent on this route. Did it heavily depend? What we have discussed in this article. Third point, you have to, pay attention to the third point. And if you know the answer, post it in the comment section. Very good. PYQ2 asked by UPSC in 2008, which one of the following state is nearest to international dateline? Malacca, Bering, State of Florida, State of Gibraltar. So you have to answer it. I have told you in this video when we were discussing it. And once, let's say you got the answer, then do a proper research of the other three options also. UPSC has asked questions on Strait of Malacca directly. So every State of Gibraltar always remains in news. Precarious location between Africa and Europe. So you have to do research on these straits. Third MCQ based on the article which we have discussed. Why might Indian refiners benefit from a disruption in fuel shipments via Strait of Hormuz? If you know the answer, you can post it in the comment section. You have to choose the best possible option here. Theek hai. So I will share this particular PDF along with the answer of these three MCQs, one PYQ, two MCQs, in my Telegram channel, Fun Study with Shubh, because study should be fun. Awesome. Also, please, sir and ma'am, understand, I keep on telling people about this, that if you are preparing for 2026, this is the opportune time. You have almost 1 year with you. You have to be very, very, and you may feel like 1 year I can do Havan and all these things. Havan karenge, we will dance this. No. This time flies like anything, bro, and you have to make use of every minute. There's a philosophy 8-8-8, 8 hours study, 8 hours sleep, and then 8 hours you do potty and all those other stuff. So you have to divide your time. You have to be disciplined. You have to keep on doing same stuff day in, day out. You have to be boring, as Virat Kohli says. So if you're facing any issue in this UPSC preparation journey, which has so many different dimensions to it, pre, mains, interview, different subjects, you can join our batch. See, I keep on telling people there are two variables, time and money. And if you're fortunate enough, you can buy time with your money. So when you are joining these batches, you are streamlining your preparation. You're not running here and there for the resources. Our faculties, let's say we have a specialization in a particular subject, so we have already done research. In that regard, we will not let you deviate. We'll tell you that, yeah, these are the areas where you have to focus on. Keep on revising this day in, day out. Solve multiple mocks. There will be mentors. If you're facing mental issues, they will help you out. So you can join our morning batch 2026. Like this, admissions are closing on 30th June 2025. So what happened in morning batch? Classes run from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. So you have done your GS 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Then you will read your optional. That's how you will divide. You will do answer writing practice. This is the time period where you will not solely be focusing on pre. You have to prepare your mains. You have to prepare your optional paper. You have to prepare ethics, essay, world history, all these things. Sometimes it can be overwhelming. So if you feel like, you can join our morning batch. If you feel like you're lagging anywhere, don't think about the money. These 30, 999, all these things, they don't matter in the long run. Your time does. Our time does. So think properly. You can use my code SHS Live. How to join this course? Let me just show you. So this is for 2026. That means if you are, planning to give UPSC next year, this batch is for you. So what you will do, you will go to studyiq.com. So if you write here, studyiq.com, and again here in the all languages section, you will go to English. This is the batch I'm talking about, resolution morning batch 2026. You will go to buy now, and here again in the buy now section, click again. and you can see all the things. Apart from that, let's say you are planning to be a part of this batch. There can be some queries which may or may not be answered by me, right? So if you have any more queries, you can call on this particular number, ask any query. Don't think that, oh my God, if I'm asking this query, what will be the other person think? Never ever think about this. Just think what you are thinking, what are your queries, and then like resolve your doubt. There will be live classes, and the beauty of this particular course is I keep on telling people about it. See the validity. When I used to prepare, there will be certain batches which will expire after 1 year, 6 months, something like that, and we have to keep on pestering them, telling them, requesting them, pleading them that please renew our course. This is not happening here. This validity is 3 years, so you will be giving in 2026, but this course, this batch is valid till 2028 if you calculate it from now onwards. So this is actually good. Best value 31,999. I will show you how to reduce it further. Live classes, if you miss it, you can watch recorded videos any number of times for the next 3 years. Lecture notes to streamline your preparation. One-to-one mentorship, very, very important, very underrated. Sometimes we just need someone to listen to us. Mains residential program, which is going on right now for the people who have cleared pre. So all the people who have cleared pre, they'll be staying together, and you become the average of 5 people you surround yourself with. Interview guidance program, because this is P2I. Scholarship will be given. All these things are there to streamline your preparation, and that's why I keep on talking about time and money and all those things. If you can, buy time via this, because time is precious. Why, joining this course. So 31,999, you're seeing the course price right now. Add promo code. If you use my code, which you can see in the bottom section, SHS Live. So let me just enter it. So if you write SHS Live, apply it. So the price has now reduced to 24,999. This is actually a very, very huge decrease. 24,999, approximately 8,000 rupees for 1 year. This is, again, hope you can understand. This is worth your time, this is worth your money, and you can join it. And again, 7,000 reduction is actually a big reduction. If you have any more queries, you have this number in front of you. Again, at the same time, you can join my Telegram channel, Fun Study with Shubh. You can search me on social media. If you have any more queries to ask me, you can do that as well. So that's it from me, sir and ma'am. And I have asked you certain questions. What are your views on this whole development which is happening around Strait of Hormuz? Do you think India can tap this whole situation to its advantage and Indian refineries could benefit out of it? Whatever are your views, feel free to post it in the comment section. So that's it from me. Take care, be blessed. I will see you soon.